Hello friends, welcome to AstatorTV. Today I have a replay from the top of the competitive scene. It is a ranked match featuring two of the currently top 3 players of the war selection ladder. In the bottom right of the map, with the red colors, from the Czech Republic, we have Marmelaaada. He has been playing war selection since the early beginning and he has been very active. As proof, he accumulated 6,000 hours of playtime. That has to be the world record, right? He has been holding the #1 champion spot of the ladder almost this entire season. And his patience has been rewarded in finding a worthy opponent. At the top left of the map, with the lime green colors, from Poland, he is Dentka. 2 seasons ago, he finished in the 3rd position. Last season, he finished 2nd. And this season, he is now in reach of the #1 spot. His playstyle usually involves a lot of production buildings. His opponent better be ready for non-stop action. The group of 4 workers is spotted by Marmelaada's scout. Dentka's first scout is also about to enter his opponent's territory. Marmelaaada has a second scout which is exploring for resources on the left side. This map has a small lake in the middle with a few accessible fish deposits and a mammoth nearby. The front of the starting location is very open. There is a stone deposit, a good amount of wood, and also a copper deposit easily accessible as well. Denka's second scout just spotted a very nice spot to fish, which Marmelaaada is already exploiting. Marmelaaada is sending 5 workers toward the center and he is starting the construction of his first fight pit. He already completed the wood cutting speed upgrade. Marmelaada's workers still moving forward. Dentka is starting to fish on the west side. No warehouse upgrade for the moment, but he does have the first shoes for the worker movement speed upgrade. So does Marmelaaada, who is also researching the rush speed boost upgrade for warriors. The good amount of food that was discovered on the map is definitely beneficial for Stone Age play. The stone cutter is completed at the very compact Dentka's base. Marmelaaada has the stone cutter under construction. Oh, and the scout from Dentka has spotted the sneaky workers that are getting close to his land. Marmelaaada is building the proxy fight pit anyway, and the temple at his base. Dentka is sending his 4 formerly fishing workers further south, and starting the construction of a temple as well. He is completing 3 fight pits and the armor upgrade at the stone cutter. Marmelaaada is working on his second fight pit at home, and he is planning to get all 3 upgrades from the stone cutter. Both players have a good amount of food. Dentka is producing warriors, while Marmelaaada is building a proxy bulwark right in his face. Dentka is getting bulwarks as well. At the same time, he is building proxy fight pits, which are producing macemen. A small group of warriors is heading toward the left flank of the base of Dentka. Marmelaaada is suspecting fishing workers might be there. The bulwarks on the right side might be a useful distraction. And he's now adding offensive fight pits. Oh, Dentka is trapping the workers of Marmelaaada. Good reaction by cancelling the construction to escape. The workers are essential if Marmelaaada wants to continue to progress on this front. 2 of them will survive. Dentka now getting a 5th fight pit on the south side, while he is making progress toward the Bronze Age of Asia. Marmelaaada destroying a hut for easier access to the berry workers. Marmelaaada has reached Bronze Age of Asia. He upgraded all his huts into houses and has the poultry yard. Dentka adding even more proxy fight pits. Marmelaaada has a few slingers, but it's going to take more to stop a group of macemen. He does have 49 workers, while Dentka is at 53. Additional warriors being produced by Marmelaaada on the offense side. Dentka currently being limited by the maximum population. He is just starting the population increase upgrade, while Marmelaaada is almost done with the same upgrade. I am not sure Marmelaaada is aware of the army of macemen being prepared by Dentka on the northeast of his base. Dentka is upgrading some of his huts, and he is starting to mine. Dentka is upgrading his offensive workers, and the army starts moving. 19 macemen, that's a powerful surprise. However, Dentka is too low on resources to immediately afford the construction of towers. He is dealing with some of Marmelaada's unit in his base. The macemen are destroying the wall of houses. Marmelaaada has 3 barracks that are not producing yet, except for the spearman damage increase upgrade. He is sending all his warriors to battle the macemen, but the macemen are much better in this situation. Each player completed 1 guardian tower, but it would require many more to stop such a group of macemen. Not much happening on the other side yet. The poultry yard was destroyed. Dentka's macemen are in a position where they might attempt a snipe on the temple. But no, they are going toward the stonecutter, with a few attacking the workers. Marmelaaada with the repairs on the stonecutter. He doesn't want to lose access to the production of slingers. Dentka increasing the pressure with more offensive towers and macemen on the way. Marmelaaada is rushing the construction of emergency towers. He is losing some workers from the macemen. The boats have no more pier to bring back their fish. Marmelaaada was still able to maintain a good economy up to now, but for how much longer? Dentka's towers are now in range of the wood line and the metal deposit. Marmelaaada might have to find another deposit. Slingers are good against the macemen, but not the towers. And that's why Marmelaaada is getting hand rams. Four of them. He is now low on food despite rebuilding the poultry yard. Otherwise, the position might be stabilizing, thanks to the non-stop slingers production. And rams are ready to start clearing some towers. workers rebuilding the pier. Dentka has been investing a lot in those basements and he's now also low on food. He is down to 75 population. This is many workers on food. With the most resources, Marmelaaada is pushing back and reaching maximum population. Dentka has been switching his production to slingers and he has a wall of 4 close towers which are difficult for Asia to deal with. He is also constructing a shooting range, which implies he has no intention on giving up this place. Marmelaaada with 6 hand rams on defense and more slingers pushing into Dentka. Dentka has been adding shooting ranges. He has many ranged units behind his towers now. The hand rams could only barely damage the tower. Marmelaaada now with 55 workers and 3 boats. Dentka with the slight lead at 67 workers. Dentka is adding one more to his collection of guardian towers, which are denying access to the stone deposit and the wood line to the north. Fortunately for Marmelaaada, he still has access to a stone deposit and wood to the south of his temple. Dentka is researching the accuracy upgrade for the archers. Marmelaaada with 3 hand rams on the offensive side, but Dentka only needed a few units to stop them. Marmelaaada is starting to research Iron Age, adding more towers because he's going to need the metal. Now halfway done with just enough workers on the copper. Dentka upgraded his defensive fight pits into barracks, and he is moving workers toward the south. He deleted his obsolete warehouse and starts researching Iron Age. This is a large migration of workers. Dentka attempting a small incursion of archers. This won't accomplish much because Marmelaaada is well defended. Marmelaaada also with a group of spearmen crossing the field, 15 of them. Will they spot the workers from Dentka? No, this would have been a disaster for Dentka. Marmelaaada has reached Iron Age. There is a field of towers on this side of the map. Dentka very close to Iron Age. Marmelaaada is starting medieval research. He is going toward Eastern Asia. His spearmen are chasing the woodcutters. They are now targeting houses after disrupting the economy. Dentka starting to research medieval ages as well. He is also moving toward East Asia. Some heavy spearmen production at the southern barracks. Armor upgrade on the way for Dentka, and he is unlocking the heavy archers as well. It looks like Marmelaaada already has these two upgrades. Dentka with some melee units on the right flank. They are forcing the metal workers to run away. Pretty much the entire economy of Marmelaaada has been disrupted. Great move by Dentka. This might slow down Marmelaaada in achieving medieval age. There is a sizable force of heavy spearmen also reaching Dentka's base, and a smaller group at Dentka's forward woodcutting camp. So nice to help him with the tiger that was there. The heavy spearmen are dealing some damage to Dentka's main base. Just reached medieval age. Marmelaaada also in medieval age and dealing with some heavy spearmen inside his base. A few houses were destroyed and he's now population capped. Dentka's workers running for their lives. Where's their army? Isn't the king supposed to protect the villagers? Oh, I see, the army is refusing to fight if they are not fed with food. This is a disaster for the economy of Dentka. He barely has enough towers to hide his workers. On the other side, several corpses on the ground. Dentka still in the lead at the moment with 63 workers. Marmelaaada down to 41 workers and 4 idle boats. It looks like Dentka's workers were able to escape to safety. And they learned an important lesson and are now eager to gather food to feed an army. Their ruler should be helping them in upgrading the poultry yard into a farm. I was thinking Dentka's group of towers near Marmelaada's temple would have been a great position for Western Asia ballistas. That was what I expected to see because I know Dentka enjoys playing Western Asia sometimes. Marmelaaada is ready to face this next archer's incursion. Very efficient defense, losing only one Bronze Age boat. Both players being low on economy because of the medieval transition. Marmelaaada upgrading the poultry yard into a farm. That will be a 18% gain in food income. Dentka urgently needs to do the same. And his workers are not doing well, being squeezed in between buildings. A great catch by Marmelaaada that traps several workers to execute them. Dentka very low on food. Marmelaaada with the first Ashigarus clearing the production buildings. He is now moving away from Denka's heavy archers. The Ashigarus are coming back. Dentka at 93 population. Marmelaaada is at 115 population. Good quick snipe on a damaged tower. Finally, Dentka upgrading to a farm. A group of 9 red heavy spearmen going toward the west. Marmelaaada now in the lead on the workers chart. 55 workers and 3 boats. Dentka has 60 workers, but he might have a lower number of medieval age workers. A few Ashigarus incoming to Dentka from the east side. That was well defended. The towers should do the rest. The first springhole in the south battle. The second springhole we see does not really exist. It's just a small replay bug when the construction is interrupted. Marmelaaada reorganizing his material collection. His army decided they didn't want to face a rocket cannon. But this might cost Marmelaaada many units. Especially that Dentka has the barracks reserve size upgrade and he can produce a lot of spearmen. The heavy archers are not doing well in melee range. Marmelaaada at 113 population, while Dentka is at 137 population. Oh no! Are the villagers on strike? Did they get tired of working to feed the army? I was hoping that they learned from the previous time. Despite the civil unrest at home, Denka's army has discovered Marmelaada's fresh woodcutting camp. It looks like a great position to camp for the archers. Marmelaaada has to rely on a single stone deposit for most of his material income. It is a slugfest on the front line where both armies are suffering terrible damage. Here the heavy archers from Dentka are taking some damage from the tower, but he correctly figured that it was more important to deny access to the wood in this situation. first completion of a rocket cannon by Dentka. The rocket cannons have a very poor accuracy, but they might hit something else than their primary target when they fire deep inside a base. This constant fighting has been costing a lot of resources for both players. Marmelaaada is very low on food despite 26 workers on the farm. Marmelaaada at 134 population. Dentka is at 138 population, but also low on food. This is a very close game. We hear the sound of rocket cannons. They do have the range to reach the temple and the mining workers. Marmelaaada with a large force of mostly melee medieval units. Dentka's home base could be vulnerable to that because he only has 2 barracks. But it is also quite far. Marmelaaada decides to attack the production buildings. Four barracks go down. Marmelaaada starting the construction of rocket cannons. More production buildings of Dentka have been destroyed, but the army of Marmelaaada has been shrinking. His ranged units are severely outnumbered. More barracks under construction for Marmelaaada. He needs to refill his army very quickly. He is at 131 population, while Dentka is near maxed at 157. Ouch, big hits on the miners. At the same time of Dentka's archers pushing forward. We can see in the top center bar that he has started the research toward late medieval age. It looks like the rocket cannons have gift and Christmas decorations on the top of them. Very appropriate for this season. Marmelaaada has not been making gift to the forward woodcutting camp of Dentka. Marmelaaada is still in the lead on the workers chart. Dentka has 70, 77 for Marmelaaada. With so many archers nearby denying workers repair, Marmelaada's temple starts to be in some trouble. Dentka is researching the repeating crossbow upgrade. This will unlock the possibility to train Chokonus, which is a unit that is decent against armored enemies but has quite a short range. I suppose that Dentka mostly wants to unlock them just so that his limited number of production buildings can train more units. The temple is getting so low that workers have to rush in to repair. Nice timing for the melee units charging to provide some cover. But Marmelaaada is very low on resources. Can he even afford those repairs? Dentka charging forward with heavy archers to snipe the rocket cannons. This is a big deal because Marmelaaada is very low on wood and cannot easily replace them. Dentka is securing range superiority. Marmelaaada in big trouble with his temple and miners very exposed. He somehow has to stop Denka's rocket cannon very soon. Dentka is smelling the opportunity and he is adding more rocket cannons. Dentka is very low on resources because he is still researching the late medieval age. Marmelaaada is not aging up, he is just trying to harvest more wood to survive. His stone deposit is depleted. Many workers are trying to build rocket cannons but are lacking the wood. For the medieval age of East Asia, the only military units that can be produced without wood or metal are the archer and the horse archer. Dentka has now reached late medieval age. He wants to add stables. He also got access to hand cannons, which could greatly intensify the siege. Marmelaaada is attempting to bust out of the contain. He needs to reduce the number of rocket cannons. He got 3 so far and still chasing. He is now working on the towers with his own siege. A big wave of units from Dentka entering the field. And it will be his turn to reduce the number of rocket cannons. Marmelaada's temple is getting scary low on health, while Dentka sends more units. Marmelaaada has no choice but to surrender. It is a victory for Dentka. This was a closely disputed match that I enjoyed very much watching. If you did enjoy it too, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.